Welcome, everybody, to the Motivate Podcast Show. I'm your host, Rich Wall Street Williams. And on the Motivate Podcast Show, we always say less, but we definitely believe for more. We have been having conversations around the idea of vision, having the right vision for your life. All success in life, all failures in life, to me, begins with an image, a picture, a vision. All success in life, all failure in life, to me, begins with an image, a picture, and or a vision. Think about this. If you could see a better day and there was a way for you to have a better day, would you do it? The answer, of course, is yes. If you could see a better day and you could see a way to have a better day, a lot of people would do it. I was reading an article not too long ago, and in this article, it was talking about depression, mental depression, oppression, etc. And one of the things that the article pointed out was that the mental health experts that were doing these, working with these subjects, test subjects, or something to that effect, is they found out that people who were most likely to deal with depression were people who did not have goals and or vision. People who most likely to either have depression or deal with depression were people who didn't have a goal and or a vision. And that's very true, because the scripture says that the Bible says that people without a vision, people will perish. Without a vision, without progressive imaging, revelation, whatever you want to call it. So vision is vital. To me, vision is the primary reason for human action. Vision is a primary reason for human action. So I'm going to have these conversations about vision, because my desire is for you to be successful. Our desire is to see you on top, winning in every arena of your life. But it starts with us having a vision. Where do you see yourself the next 30 days, the next 60 days, the next 90 days? Where do you see yourself? Now, I would say the next year, 2 years, 5 years. Many people aren't planning 2 years, 1 year, 5 years, 7 years in advance. They're not. That's just reality. A lot of people just don't have a 1 year goal, 3 year goal, 5 year goal, etc. They don't. So I wouldn't ask you what's your next 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 7 year. Well, most people don't have it. I would just start by saying, what do you see? Where do you see yourself in the next 30 days, the next 60 days, the next 90 days? Where do you see yourself? Have you defined the process on how you're going to get there? Did you take the time to sit down and say, okay, this is the goal, this is the vision, this is what I want, and here's how I'm going to do it. And then you take what you want and how you're going to do it, and then you attach it with the glue that I call why. Why is the glue that keeps what I want and how I'm going to get it together. So your why, the purpose, the reason for human action, the reason for success, the reason for seeing a better day, the reason for financially winning financially, the reason for having a better job, the reason for being married and or in a healthy, loving, supportive relationship, there has to be a why attached to it. You have to have a why, friend. You have to have a purpose. And purpose simply defines the end at the beginning alongside of your vision. Purpose simply decides and shows you the end at the beginning alongside with your vision. So you have to have a vision of where you're going, why you're going there, how you're going to get there, and what will that feel like once you get there. You have to see where you're going. You have to know how you're going to get there. You have to know why you're going to get there. And you have to know in advance what you're going to feel like once you accomplish that. See, sight and vision isn't the same. Sight and vision isn't the same. Listen, I interpret sight like this. If you're driving at night, you turn your headlights on. Your headlights will only show you 150, 200 yards in front of you at night. 100 or 250 yards in front of you at night. To me, that's sight. Sight is limited. Vision is unlimited. Vision is that satellite that's 10,000 miles above the earth that's looking down on your situation and say 10 miles down the road, make a left. 12 miles down the road, take exit 7A and go to the right. See, that's your vision. Your vision allows you to see a destination that you haven't arrived to yet. I hope that's making sense. So your vision allows you to see a destination that you haven't arrived to yet. And your sight is the step-by-step plan of how you're going to get there. If I was going to drive from here to Florida, I live in the Rockville, Maryland area, the DC metro area, right? If I was going to go to Florida from the DC metro area, I have to drive south on 95 until I get to Florida, right? And so my GPS will say, okay, you go out, you turn left, you turn right, you get on 95 south, you go this, right? The GPS, which is my vision, will show me the destination before I get there. And then I back up and I start my car and I look at my GPS and they'll say turn right on blank street. And when I see blank street, I turn right. That's sight part of what I hope this is making sense. Sight is limited. Vision is unlimited. Sight is limited. Vision is unlimited. Right now, and on the canvas of my imagination, I go back to when my wife and I went for our honeymoon. We went to Jamaica. We spent a couple of days. We got on a cruise, and the cruise stopped at different islands in and around Jamaica. And so right now, I'm seeing myself boarding the ship. I see myself walking down, getting directions on where our cabin is. Right now, I see myself unlocking the door. I'm going in first. My wife is coming in behind me into the cabin. We're looking at the cabin. We're unpacking our suitcase. See, the reason why I can experience that because it's on the inside the canvas of my imagination. I've seen it. I've experienced it. So when I go back again, I can use my imagination to create a way to get there again. I hope this is making sense. Friend, I'm really encouraging you to unravel the secret truth to your success, and that is you got to have vision. All success, to me, all success and all failure is traced to the vision. All success and all failure, to me, is traced to a vision. Could be a vision of your success, could be a vision of missed opportunities. And so we have to understand this, friend. We have to understand that you want to live a day beyond the day that you're currently in. If you want to live that day, if you want to experience, if you want to have that day be successful, then right now I'm encouraging you to get out to start a vision board. Now, don't do it right now. You're listening. You want to start structuring your vision. You want to start structuring your dream board. You want to start saying, okay, this is what I want. But most importantly, friend, you got to start with why, because why comes between why is the glue that sticks, that brings together what I want and how I'm going to get there. Why keeps it together. Why is not an emotional decision. Why is not an emotional decision. Why is not an emotional decision? Why do I say that? Because emotions come and go. Sometimes the old candy bar commercial, I think it was Almond Joy or Mounds or something like that. And it says, sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't. Right? So why is not an emotional decision? Because when you have a why and you make that commitment, you want that commitment to not be attached. You want that commitment not attached, to be attached to some type of emotional feeling. Because some days you're going to feel like doing the how and the what, and some days you're not going to feel like doing the how and the what. But if you can attach your why, your purpose, to a strong reason that's beyond a feeling, I'm telling you right now, friend, you are on your way to accomplishing that goal. Here's the second thing outside of sight versus vision. You know, sight is temporary. Vision is sight is limited. Vision is unlimited. The second thing to understand as you're establishing your vision for where you're going, vision for your life, vision for your company, vision for your team, vision for your family, vision for your marriage. The second thing is you got to write it down. 90% of goals being accomplished are accomplished because someone took the time to write it down. You just think about from a retention perspective. Any new information that you hear that you do not write down, you lose 70 to 80% of that information within the first few hours of hearing it. However, if you took notes, summarize what you heard, 3 days later, you can retain up to 70, in some cases higher, percent of the new information that you heard. So you got to write it down, friend. Sight is limited. Number one, sight is limited. Number two, vision is unlimited. Number one, sight is limited, vision is unlimited. Number two, write it down. Got to write the destination down. You have to write the goals down. What is your goal? I do training sometimes with sales professionals, small business owners, and entrepreneurs. And we talk about, what do you want? My role when I'm doing training with sales professional entrepreneurs and business owners, my role is not to tell you what or your why. That's not my role. My role is to show you the how, right? What I've gotten real good at doing is, there's a gap between what people want and how to get there. What people want and how to get there. That space in between, that I call that the gap. That's what I specialize in, stepping into the gap. So once you write down the goal, then someone like me is going to come along and say, what is it that you want to accomplish? Well, Rich, I want my sales to be at 65,000 a week and within the next 90 days. Okay, let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get to work. This is how we're going to do it. You told me what you want. You told me why you wanted it. And I'm saying, okay, here's how to get there. So you understand, sight is limited, vision is unlimited. Second thing is, you got to write it down. And watch this. This is my favorite one. The third one is, you have to have a high level of determination to get it done. You got to have stick to itness. You got to understand the grind. You have to understand that there is a fortune in the follow-up. You have to understand that prosperity, profits, and processes is in your grind. Prosperity, process, profits, it's in your grind. So are you willing to put in the work is what I'm suggesting. Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to get up earlier than anyone else? I get asked this quite often. How do I beat the competition? That's crazy. You don't beat the competition. How do you beat the competition, sales professional, entrepreneur, and business owner? How do you beat the competition when the competition has access to the same information that you have access to? If you're a realtor, you say, Rich, I want to beat the competition. I'll start by asking you a couple of questions. Does the competition have access to the website? Yes. Does the competition have access to digital marketing? Yes. Does the competition have access to a CRM? Yes. Does the competition have access to some type of branding, website, online marketing, program, process, etc.? Yes, yes, yes. So let me ask you this, friend. If the competition has access to the same things that you have access to, how in the heck are you going to beat them? How do you beat someone that have access to the same tools to win that you do? Let me tell you how you do it. You outperform them. You outperform them. You put in the work, man. Okay, so I said, man, maybe women listen to this as well. Hey, this is part of my vernacular. You got to be willing to put in the work. I'm getting real close. Because I'm very passionate about this. Sales professional, entrepreneurs, and small business owners, they're not willing to put in the work. A lot of them aren't willing to put in the work. That's why they hired someone like me to help motivate the team, et cetera, et cetera. Listen, my job is to assist a level of motivation you should already have. I'm not going to give you motivation. You have to already have that level of there's only one person on this planet that can give you motivation, and that person is you. Once you decide, now I can aid that motivation that you already have, right? So I give motive aid to what you already have, but you got to put the work in. You got to be willing to make more sales calls, send more emails, go to more networking events, send more text messages than anyone else. Can I give you a tip? I'm looking left and right. This is free. I'm not going to charge you for this. You want to grow your social media presence? Do the 10 by 10 the next 90 days. Do a 10 by 10 the next 90 days. What's a 10 by 10? at least 10 social media posts by 10 a.m. What happens? You're flooding algorithms, you're creating SEOs, right? And now the artificial intelligence is saying, hey, there's something going on with this person, with this social media online post activity before 10 a.m. Let me maneuver. Come on. It's the secret sauce to success. The next 90 days at 10 by 10. Okay, that was free. You don't have to come to a workshop now. No, I'm just kidding. But so listen, you're going to have success. Understand there's a difference between sight and vision. Sight is limited. Vision is unlimited. Second thing I told you to do is you got to write it down. The third thing I told you to do is you have to be willing to put the work in, work harder than anyone else in the room. Listen, hard work will beat talent when talent won't do the work. Hard work will beat talent when talent won't work hard. Talent won't do the work. Hard work, ladies and gentlemen, will beat talent when talent isn't willing to do the work. So I hope these tips and suggestions on understanding what your vision is, how to get to your vision. Understand that sight is limited, vision is unlimited, man. On the canvas of your imagination, I'm encouraging you, friend, dream big. The second thing is write it down. What do you want to accomplish and when you want to accomplish it? The third thing is put in the work. Put in the work. Put in the work. You found this information helpful. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that subscribe button and like and share. If you care, you will share. This is Rich Wall Street Williams from the Motivate Podcast Show. On the Motivate Podcast Show, we always say less, but we definitely want to believe for more. Let's get it.